Binomial distribution. In a binomial distribution there are 1. A fixed number of trials, 2. Two possible outcomes, success or failure, 3. The probability of success is constant, 4. The trials are independent. Therefore, we say that X belongs to a binomial distribution with n trials and a probability of success P. Therefore, if X is binomially distributed, the probability that X equals R equals n choose R times P to the power of R times Q to the power of n minus R, where Q equals 1 minus R. P equals the probability of success, Q equals the probability of failure, and n is the number of trials. And R is the number of successes. Example 1. A 6-sided die is rolled 12 times. What is the probability of getting a 4 5 times? This is definitely binomial, with the number of trials equal to 12 and the probability of success equal to 1/6. Therefore, we can write X belongs to binomial 12 1/6. Therefore, the number of trials n equals 12. The probability of success P equals 1/6. The probability of Q, failure, is 5/6. And the number of successes we want, R, is 5. Therefore, the probability that X equals 5 is equal to 12 choose 5 times 1/6 to the power of 5 times 5/6 to the power of 12 minus 5, which equals 12 factorial over 12 minus 5 factorial times 5 factorial times 1 to the 6 to the power of 5 times 5 to the 6 to the power of 7, which equals 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 factorial. 7 factorial is just 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, all over 7 factorial. So the 7 factorials can cancel, times 5 factorial times 1 over 6 to the power of 5 times 5 over 6 to the power of 7, which equals 792 times 1 over 6 to the power of 5 times 5 over 6 to the power of 7, which when worked out comes to 0.284, which equals 2.84%. That means it will happen 2.84% of the times. Example 2. A multiple choice test contains 20 questions with answer choices A, B, C and D. Only one answer choice to each question represents a correct answer. Find the probability that a student will answer exactly 6 questions correct if he makes random guesses on all 20 questions. This is definitely binomial because you can either get the question right or wrong, and there is a fixed number of questions, 20. So X belongs to binomial with n equal to 20 and the probability of getting the right answer correct as 1/4. Therefore, n is equal to 20, P, the correct answer, is equal to 1/4, Q, the incorrect answer, is equal to 3/4, and the number of successes wanted is equal to 6. Therefore, the probability that x is equal to 6 is equal to 20 choose 6 times 1/4 to the power of 6 times 3/4 to the power of 20 minus 6, which is equal to 38,760 times 1/4 to the power of 6 times 3/4 to the power of 14, which is equal to 0.167 to 3 significant figures, which as a percentage is 16.7%. Therefore, there is a 16.7% chance that if he guesses all 20 questions, he will get exactly 6 correct. Calculating binomial distributions on a GDC.
Inspire CX. A multiple choice test contains 20 questions with 4 possible answers. Find the probability that a student will get exactly 4 questions correct if he makes random guesses on all 20 questions. N equals 20, P equals 0.25, Q equals 0.75, and R equals 6. Open a calculator page. Go to Menu, 6, 5 Distributions, and Binomial PDF. N is 20, P is 0.25, X value, which is optional for us, is 6. Press OK. The probability is 0.168609.
Example 3. 25% of all students enrolled in high school XYZ are taking algebra. 30 students are chosen at random. A. Find the probability that exactly 7 students out of the 30 chosen are taking algebra. B. What is the probability that fewer than 5 students out of the 30 who are selected are taking algebra? C. Calculate the mean and standard deviation of this binomial distribution. The probability that x is equal to 7 is equal to 30 choose 7 times 1/4 to the power of 7 times 3/4 to the power of 30 minus 7. Solved on a GDC is equal to 0.166. B. The probability that x is less than 5 is equal to the probability that x equals 0 plus the probability that x equals 1 plus the probability that x equals 2 plus the probability that x equals 3 plus the probability that x equals 4. Solved on a GDC, it is equal to 0.098. The mean is equal to the expected value, which is equal to n times p, which is equal to 30 times 0.25, which is equal to 7.5. The standard deviation is equal to the square root of npq, which is equal to the square root of 30 times 0.25 times 0.75, which equals 2.37. Binomial distribution between 2 points on a TI Inspire GDC.
Used on a TI Inspire GDC. 25% of all students in high school XYZ take algebra. 30 students are selected at random. What is the probability that fewer than 5 students out of the 30 who are selected are taking algebra? N is equal to 30, P is equal to 0.25, Q is equal to 0.75, and R is between 0 and 4. Open a calculator page. Menu. 6 statistics, 5 distributions. Menu. 6 5 B for binomial CDF. Number of trials 30. The success is 0.25. Lower bound is 0. Upper bound is 4. Okay. So the probability less than 5 is 0.097877.